A local business is working to help fight food insecurity. 100 meals were handed out today. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and the man from the North Pole made a special visit. Santa took a break from his busy schedule to have a meal in the state line. And two organizations partnered to host a festive contest, how it also helps establish bonds within the community.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Taylor Castro. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll have those stories in just a few minutes, but first, police are investigating after a man is found dead at Cherryvale Mall. Cherry Valley Police described the man as an older male. He was found in a car in the mall parking lot early Saturday morning. Officials say there is no threat to the public. No injuries are reported after a vehicle fire in Freeport. The Freeport Fire Department responded to Fast Mart on West Galena Avenue around 5:15 Friday night. They found a car on fire. The cause of the blaze is under investigation. From spending money on gifts to juggling family gatherings and everything in between, the holidays can mean stress and anxiety instead of joy and excitement. According to the American Psychological Association, 38% of people say their stress levels increase during the holidays. One social worker says there is a lot of cultural pressure with high expectations to have a great holiday season.
Simplify the holidays so that everybody can actually enjoy the company of one another and not worry about the menu or the gifts or, maybe if you really want to do that, try to figure out some way to simplify that.
Another thing to watch out for is seasonal affective disorder. People with SAD can experience a heightened level of negative emotions as they try to navigate seasonal depression while also trying to enjoy the holidays. Health officials warn flu and COVID cases will ramp up in the coming weeks. They expect holiday gatherings and low rates of vaccinations to fuel the surges. Officials are also eyeing a new version of the coronavirus. Meanwhile, CDC reported a high level of flu activity across 17 states last week. Illinois was listed for moderate flu levels. The new year appears to bode well for the economy. Consumer sentiment finished 2023 at a 5-month high after falling 4 months in a row. 69.7% of Americans say they feel good about their own finances as well as the country's economy. Factors boosting consumers' confidence include slowing inflation, cheaper gas prices, a stock market rally, and a strong labor market. Local community members were able to get a holiday meal staple this afternoon. Rockford's Life Dispensary hosted a turkey and ham giveaway. 50 of each were purchased by the dispensary and distributed to those who may be facing challenges or experiencing food insecurity, especially during the holiday season. Organizers worked with other community agencies to identify those who could benefit the most.
We worked with community partners to make sure that we targeted specific populations that are in need. We want everybody to be able to have food accessibility, so that was really important for us.
Life Dispensary hopes to have other events that support local residents in practical ways. Santa came a few days early for a meal in the state line. Families spent the morning at Bessie's Diner in the Janesville Airport to have breakfast with Santa. There were lots of pictures to be taken and a spread featuring brunch foods and seasonal drinks, including a flavored coffee flight. This is the second year the diner has held this event, and they have seen a much bigger turnout.
We wanted to make sure that we got some business booming today, and a lot of people didn't have plans today, most likely, since it's Sunday and Monday. So we thought this would be a great idea.
They also had a Cocktails for a Cause menu with 3 special drinks. A portion of those sales will be donated to the Rock County Cancer Coalition. Kids put their creativity to the test this afternoon for a cookie decorating contest. The Kendall Sherman Foundation partnered with United Way of Rock River Valley to put on the free event at the Irving Avenue Strong House. About 40 kids and their families were there. While it was a contest, it was also a bonding experience.
So the other 2 judges and myself, we went in and discussed who our winners should be. So it was the most creative one, the most sparkliest one, and the most thoughtful one.
This is the first year this event has been held, and organizers say it was such a success that they are already looking forward to next year. Making asylum seekers feel at home this holiday season. Coming up, a look at the Chicago church that's giving them a warm welcome.
Our temperatures warmed into the upper 40s today, but we are once again dealing with some dense fog for the second consecutive night. I'll break down how long that fog is going to stick around and how warm our temperatures get for tomorrow afternoon, coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Taylor Castro, Reagan Holgate, and meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
The Gaza Health Ministry says more than 90 people were killed in Israeli airstrikes on a pair of homes. Israeli military officials say they are targeting infrastructure needed to take down Hamas. IDF forces are expanding operations throughout Gaza. Earlier today, President Biden spoke with the Israeli Prime Minister. He says he did not push for a ceasefire. Meanwhile, thousands of people packed the streets of Tel Aviv once again, demanding an immediate return of hostages.
A lot of men are sitting in rooms talking and talking and talking, and they all have the luxury of time.
For every single one of our people held by these terrorists, we have to get them home now. No time, no patience, right now.
The Israeli Prime Minister says he reiterated with President Biden that Israel will continue the war until it has achieved its goals. The war has caused Christmas celebrations, including musical festivities and a tree lighting, to be canceled in Bethlehem in the West Bank. Though some stores remain open, most selling Christmas decorations and souvenirs are closed. The owner of one shop says he hasn't had any business since the war started, but he opens every day because it's part of his family's heart and history. A church in Bethlehem has a nativity scene with a baby Jesus wrapped in a Palestinian scarf lying in rubble. A church on the city of Chicago's northwest side hosts a Christmas party for families who are seeking asylum. Gaynor Hall has the story.
It was very, very hard. You know, leave your island, leave your work, leave where you was raised and born.
Barbara Maldonado says she knows what it's like to leave everything behind and start over. She and her family left Puerto Rico in 2017 after the devastation of Hurricane Maria, but she found hope and help in church.
When I arrived here, they welcome like, this is your home, this is your house, you're here. Whenever you need us, we're here. So they've been there for me since I arrived, so I gotta do now what they did for me.
Now she's the coordinator for the ministry serving migrant families at Saints Genevieve and Stanislaus Bishop and Martyr Parish. For months, they've helped new arrivals with essentials like clothing and food.
When you talk to them, they'll tell you their stories. You know, I've been in the desert, I have suffered, I have been, kidnapped. So we said, let's do something different. And let's draw smiles on them. Let's make a party for them.
And this was the result.
Buenas tardes.
It's a celebration for Christmas in the church basement. More than 200 kids and their families were expected to attend, receiving gifts of toys and new clothes, all made possible through donations. Maldonado says it's truly a blessing to be a blessing for others in need.
I was crying and smiling to see how we're being successful with this activity. We hope that they enjoy, and as happy as we are, they will be, I hope so, yeah. Definitely, I'm very blessed doing this. I feel happy.
That was Gaynor Hall reporting. No snow on this Christmas Eve, but lots of rain and fog tonight. Jordan previews the holiday forecast coming up next.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
A drizzly and gloomy Saturday afternoon has now led to another evening of fog, similar to what we had last night, though possibly even more widespread and dense than what we had the night before. Looking at our SkyTrack cameras across the region, we really cannot see a whole lot across the horizon because of the denser fog, lowering a lot of those visibilities in some areas. A little bit of a closer look at our downtown Rockford SkyTrack camera. This is actually overlooking the Jefferson Street Bridge. It's very hard to tell that that's what we're looking at because of how dense some of this fog is, limiting those visibilities in many areas. A few of those spots actually seeing visibilities under a half a mile, rounding up to a 0.3 miles of visibility, but it's actually a quarter mile of visibility in DeKalb and Galena and Monroe as well. 0 visibility, or at least rounding down to that mark, in Janesville, half mile of visibility in Rockford. Some significant improvements will be in store as we get into the afternoon tomorrow, but before then, we still have that dense fog advisory that is in effect until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Across the entire state line, that is where that advisory remains in effect for. Some of those visibilities will improve, but not until we get into the later part of the morning tomorrow, as we will start to see some winds pick up to the south and to the west, which will help dissipate some of that fog, but we might see some of it linger even into the later part of the morning. Once some of that fog does dissipate, we are talking about a much warmer afternoon with highs reaching back up into the mid-50s. Right now, we're holding on to the mid-40s for many of us, and our dew points are sitting very close to where our temperatures are at, which is what is allowing for a lot of that fog to develop. 47 degrees right now in Rockford, over 47 degrees for the dew point, 45 degrees in Janesville, 45 degrees for that dew point as well. Our weather watcher Terry in Genoa also reporting a temperature of 47 degrees, a dew point of 47 degrees, and 97% humidity. Now what we're going to be looking at as we get into the next couple of days, once this fog dissipates, is we're going to be seeing our next weather system that comes into the area. Not a whole lot to talk about with satellite radar at the moment, at least locally, but out to the west is where we see our next weather system that will eventually work its way closer to the region. Right now we do stay dry, at least of falling precipitation, other than some of that kind of light drizzle that we've been dealing with for the majority of the day today. However, increasing cloud cover once again, thickening back up as we get late tomorrow night going into the early hours of Monday morning on Christmas. That's where we see our next wave of precipitation starting to lift north through the area. Some of this rain may end up being at least steady to even moderate at times, especially as we get into the afternoon with some of these darker colors at least showing up with those more yellow colors as well. Then we have some more rounds that might end up working their way through during the evening hours before things start to dry out. We may end up seeing some more rounds of precipitation the next couple of days following as that system lingers across the area, bringing with it additional chances for precipitation, including some of which may end up being snow as we get into the middle part of the week. Still fairly mild for the next few days, including on Christmas. 56 degrees tomorrow may break a record high temperature for that day. Not quite there for Monday. That previous record set back in 2019 at 59 degrees, but back down closer to normal, still holding on to above average temperatures in the 30s as we get into the end of the week.
Thanks, Jordan. Reagan's in next with sports. Could the Huskies hold on? Postseason action from NIU is coming up. And it's payday for one Bears specialist. Reagan has more on Chicago's latest extension after the break.
Now sports with Reagan Holgate.
Northern Illinois has gone 0-7 in bowl games since their last win in 2012 against Arkansas State. They were trying to snap that losing streak today, and that same Red Wolves program was their opponent 11 years later in the Camellia Bowl in Montgomery, Alabama. There was a scuffle during pregame warmups, and that would lead to a pretty chippy first half. That's when the Huskies would score all of their points. Down 7-6 when QB Rocky Lombardi caps a 75-yard drive with a 6-yard keeper to put NIU up by 6. Their other points came when kicker Cannon Woodall sets up for a 49-yarder. Instead, he gets the ball and bursts through traffic and into the end zone. The 2-point attempt made it 21-7. It's 21-19 after the Red Wolves score, and they'll recover their onside kick. But as their sideline jumps around, there's actually a flag. The line judge rules one of their players was offsides. The Huskies catch a major break there. Then Grayson Barnes handles the re-kick cleanly and gets a few more yards out of it. That allows NIU to run out the clock for the 21-19 Camellia Bowl victory to cap off their season at 7-6. Brad Underwood's 13th ranked Illini were ready for the annual bragging rights game in St. Louis last night. Terrence Shannon Jr. poured in 30 points, and Oregon transfer Quincy Guerrier added 28 to lead 4 Fighting Illini in double-figure scoring in the 97-73 blowout.
I mean, I was excited because it's Missouri, you know. It's a rivalry game, and like I said, Coach Brad, he emphasized defense and rebounding and getting on the transition. We just did a good job executing it.
He did an unbelievable job of remembering the tough night we had last year and helping in preparation for our guys this year. When you've got Marcus and Quincy, Justin, who have not been a part of this, and a group of freshmen, words don't do it justice till you step on that court.
Illinois gets a nice long Christmas break before returning to the court on Friday night. It's the final non-conference game of the season, and it's Fairleigh Dickinson in town, a year removed from upsetting Purdue in the NCAA tournament. After that, it's Big Ten play the rest of the way. Now, you can't argue that Cairo Santos is the most consistent player on the Bears roster. He delivered that game-winning field goal right there as time expired last month in Minnesota. And today, the Bears rewarded their free agent-to-be kicker with a new 4-year contract worth $16 million. He's become the most accurate field goal kicker in franchise history at more than 90% as he winds down his 4th year in the Windy City. He's 27 of 29 this season, including a perfect 6 for 6 from 50 plus. And his teammates are definitely going to need him tomorrow as they get set to host the Arizona Cardinals. There was a Saturday slate of games on this Christmas Eve. It feels like almost every game this time of year in the AFC has playoff implications attached to it, and this one did. The Steelers able to salvage their season with a dominant 34-11 win over the Bengals. And how about this little Christmas present from one of Santa's reindeer? Mason Rudolph gets his first start in 2 years at quarterback for the Steelers. Mike Tomlin wanted to shake up his offense, and that's exactly what he got. Rudolph threw for 290 yards and 2 touchdowns today. Pittsburgh still remains in the playoff picture, but their chances are slim. And one other wow moment you have to see from tonight, Connor Bedard. I mean, this kid and what he can do is just otherworldly. From behind the net, he hooks it in. I mean, are we playing lacrosse? We're going to have to see it again here. He just picks up the puck and goes over the shoulder of the goaltender. Just an unbelievable goal to mark his 12th of the season. That's sports. We'll be right back.
The First One interactive radar from Rockford Auto Glass and More does show at least some pockets of drizzle. However, the fog going to be the main story for the rest of the evening tonight. Temperatures remaining fairly steady in the mid-40s for many of us. Dense fog very possible, already ongoing in many spots. Visibility under a half a mile down to a quarter mile in a few locations as well. That subsides as we get into the afternoon. Temperatures warming back up to a record-breaking 56 degrees for Christmas Eve, down into the mid and lower 50s as we get into Christmas Day, and then cooling down with chances for snow for the middle of the week.
Thanks, Jordan. And we leave you with another glimpse into our special Sounds of the Holidays music special. Enjoy part of Harlem High School's performance.